Do you have hidden talents?
All of them. I barely displayed any.
I feel like you are like a mystery man in that, like, I don't know that people understand, like, how funny you are. You bring a lot of other qualities to the table than just being this, like, hulking beast. Do people know this? Are we aware of it?
People that are around me.
Yeah.
Everybody else is afraid. And I didn't know people were afraid. CJ was like, everybody's so scared. I'm like, why? I'm a nice freaking guy.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I get that with John all the time. People are like, oh my God, because he doesn't talk to anyone. You talk to people more than he does.
He doesn't talk to me.
He doesn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
He barely talks to me.
I have no
I just
doubts.
check in. I'm like, are we okay? What's happening? Do you need anything?
Still love you.
I'm just kidding. What's going on with you? How are you? I'm so excited to like finally have you on here to hang out.
Thank you. I know. We've been talking about this. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. It's the oral session.
It's not the oral sessions. It's just the sessions. We had to ditch the oral.
Really?
We didn't have to. It was a choice.
So why couldn't you just keep oral?
Welcome to the oral. Welcome to oral, everybody. So for those that can't see, I just want you to know that I'm incredibly distracted because there's like a lot of thighs.
Oh my gosh. And it's spread out too. Renee, I'm not wearing
Miro
clothes
is
anymore.
a thigh man. You've got these great gams. You take great pride in this body.
Well, not the legs specifically.
Yeah, you're
the
a leg
body
guy.
needs work, but the legs are very important.
What goes into the leg workout?
You know what? I stopped squatting a few years ago. People don't know that.
Why?
I know, big secret, because my back was hurting.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you load up
So you're one of those
of
smart people that actually listen to their body when they say,
See
hey, don't do that anymore?
You know, when you're young, you don't care.
Right.
And when you and when the older people tell you, you still don't care.
Of course.
But now that you're up there, you're like, should have.
Yeah, time
But
to
it's
check
okay.
in.
It's okay. But if you guys are out there and you're listening, listen.
Listen to your body. Listen to the
Yes.
people that came before you that are telling you maybe don't do certain things.
Yeah, because everything works, man. It's all about how connected to your mind you are, to the
Yeah.
muscle you are. You can do everything. You don't need squats. Dorian Yates, Mr. Olympia, how many times? He never squatted.
Who needs it?
You don't need it.
I've kind of given it up, but that's just because I'm not really doing much of anything these days.
What do you mean? You're a mother. You must do enough.
Oh, I mean, I'm doing that, but I mean, like, I'm not like in the gym, like putting in as much work. I was really hitting the gym for a while, and I'm like, let's just take a nap instead.
No.
Sometimes.
But you still have to do something for exercising.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I get in my 10,000 steps a day. I get in my cardio. We keep it moving. Keep it moving. We
There
keep
you
it
go.
happening.
There you go.
Okay, so you are the like mind-body connection. Do you spend a lot of time? Like, do you like meditate?
No.
What do you do?
I pray.
You do? Do you?
I love God. I love Jesus, my Savior.
What do you mean? Like, what goes into this? You pray every day?
Yeah, I have a spiritual direction as well. Every day, 1 hour a day.
What's that? I don't know what that means.
So I meet with my spiritual direction coach once a week,
Okay.
and we talk about like what's the upcoming. They have like every day you sit down for 1 hour. Yeah. You read certain verses from the Bible, and you sit and you meditate. Meaning meditate, you put yourself in there. What happened, and just listen to God. What tells you. Yeah, and then you write it down, and every day you do that. And then you meet and you talk about your experience and what God told you this week. And then you move on to the next.
So what is God telling you like this week? What are we on?
What are we on?
What are we on right now?
What are we on?
Teach me your ways.
What are we on? Well, this week we're talking about actually the path of Jesus, the way he started.
Okay.
Because, it's just you go through the Bible and through path of Jesus, from his birth, then you go to the sufferings, then through this, and just different paths. Mm-hmm. So this week we're talking about when he first left on his mission. So he just got baptized by John the Baptist. And it was very...
I'm getting an education right now, by the way. I was not raised with any religion. So, and like, not to be like ignorant to it, I don't know. So I'm very interested.
Yeah, so he got baptized, and the skies opened, and God revealed that this is his beloved son. And so he went.
Huh. The more you know, guys.
It's very interesting, even if you don't believe in God, if you want to believe whatever you want to believe.
Sure.
But even if you read the Bible just to see the morals of it, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Just to see, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal,
Sure.
love your neighbors, respect your parents.
Sure.
Those are all great morals that I think everybody, whether you like God, whatever what you want to call it, it's all great morals.
It all applies.
Absolutely.
Depending on like whatever.
It's just
your
going to make you a better
viewpoint is.
person.
Agreed. 100%. So you were raised religious?
No,
Really?
no. So there was religion. My grandma was Catholic. But Bulgaria is not, I mean, they're kind of religious, but on the holidays.
Oh, okay. That's like
Yeah.
me.
Because I feel like the old school, like communism, didn't promote too much.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bulgaria was communist for 50 years or so. So,
Yeah.
religions was pushed down. But I always knew it. I had it inside. I always felt it. I always felt God.
What did you like? How did you start connecting with that side?
So my grandma taught me how to pray.
Okay.
So before I left to America, she taught me how to pray. And every night I would pray just the Our Father in Heaven prayer. And that was it from the beginning. And, the same thing, I would go. And, of course, I would pray to God just kind of sometimes when you have some. But you just say the words to say. When I was a kid, you didn't have actually those feelings.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I had some actually live experiences with God that it was like, whoa, this thing is
Now we
real.
got to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I had a problem getting my driver's license, and just one day driving in California. In California without driver's license, immigrant,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
done.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to DMV a couple of times. They said no because of my paperwork wasn't right.
Ah.
And one day I'm just driving and God says right here, it says, go to DMV. And I was like, I keep driving. Go to DMV. And DMV was right on the right side. I made a right turn. I made the exact same steps, showed my same paperwork, and they gave me driver's license.
It. Wow.
I'm telling you, my life has been, without God, it's been nothing. Like I got signed by WWE because God intervened there as well.
How?
Well, I had a torn ACL.
Yeah.
And they said me, you have to do these medical whatever. And with torn ACL, they'll send you right back.
Right.
So I'm praying 100%, praying the whole time. And there comes the doctor with a student doctor. So instead of him paying attention kind of to my stuff, he's talking to him.
Yes.
And kind of he's like, yeah, this. All right, you're good.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's real.
That's really crazy.
It's absolutely real. That's why, people say, oh, I'm a believer, but I'm a knower because.
Yeah, you felt it.
Yeah, there's nothing else. There's nothing else like it.
This totally changed the course of what this interview was going to be.
Sorry.
I'm like, tell me about this. No, but I find that it's really fascinating to me. I
Yeah.
think that's really interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
What other hurdles did you have moving to America? Like having things like that, not being able to get your driver's license, finding work, leaving your family, all that stuff.
Well, it started with a hurdle because I came as an exchange student. I was supposed to work for 3 months and then go back. I had a contract. But after the first month, I got kicked out. I got fired.
What happened?
They told me I'm not good at my job.
What was your job?
I was a painter of houses. I've
What
never
were you
painted.
doing? Painting on the ceiling and stuff? What
Yeah,
happened?
in
Oh,
Richmond,
no.
Virginia, outside. I had to paint outside houses. I've never done this in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I was good at my job, but to fire me and to kick me on the street, kick me out of the house because they provided the housing, which we paid for, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm in America for 1 month, and I got kicked out with $150 on the street in America.
What?
I'm a month in.
What did you do?
Well, there was a couple of guys that I knew from work. And they were like, okay, come live with us.
How old were you?
I was 20 years old.
Oh my God. So you are a baby away from your family, kicked out in the streets.
And took a huge debt to come to America.
How much?
About $5,000.
I had that too at one point, and when you're that young, that shit
Oh my
kills
gosh.
you.
And this is
my
Bulgaria.
God.
Bulgaria, $5,000 is.
Yeah.
Especially 2005.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my! I remember when I finally paid mine off was just like what
Yeah.
a moment to get rid of
Yeah.
that debt, paying for visas and all that.
And
But
that's why these guys with with student debts and medical debts and all that, it's just
so
always
scary.
hanging over your
I know
head.
it really is. Okay, so you're here, you're kicked out on the streets, you've got the debt.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
So they took me in. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, about 7 of us.
Would you sleep on the floor, on the couch, in the tub?
No, on the floor.
Oh
It's
my-
okay. It's America.
Sure,
you
sure.
you expect these things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You watch so many movies. You're like, shit.
You're fine.
Yes.
Fuck it. It's fine. You can say whatever you want.
Shit happens. You gotta persevere. I think that's what life teaches you.
Yeah.
And I found a job at Wendy's. I lasted about 2 weeks.
Why'd you get fired from there?
No, I left
Oh, okay.
on my account.
Okay.
I just couldn't do that.
Okay.
It was, yeah. God bless you guys
No,
What-
it's a tough gig. My first
It's,
gig was at Dairy Queen, and I lasted maybe like 2 months, and I was like,
It's not easy. Everybody, and you know, everybody gets so much shit on, you know, that
Yes.
works there.
oh
And,
my God.
But these guys, man, it's
Thankless gig.
yes.
Who else is going to give you your spicy nuggets, you know?
You
Lighten
know.
up. Jeez.
Lighten up, exactly. So I did that. Then I found another job that I get to clean stores, like at night, like Dollar Generals.
Okay.
They'll close at night, and we'll go and put this chemical to take all the wax from the floor,
Okay.
and then we'll put a new wax.
Okay.
So I was on the road before WWE and all that with this guy, because every night we'll hit different towns, different counties, different states and all that.
Oh my God.
My whole life prepared me to get on the road eventually.
That's nuts. That probably was a good gig, though, because you could just zone out. You didn't really have to talk to
Yeah,
anyone. You just put
he
on,
was
like,
Russian. I didn't even
headphones.
speak much Russian at the
Yeah.
time, so we would just like travel. We'll do our thing at night. We'll sleep. I would work out, do whatever I have to.
Yeah.
Travel for a couple of weeks, go back. I'll have some money. Now I can wait for the next gig.
What was the main goal at that point?
Survive.
Yeah.
At this point, was survive. It's been surviving for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Just
Do
because.
you still feel like that? No. He's comfortable and he's good.
Boy, I can
he's
retire.
He's
I
sitting
don't
high
have
on the hog,
I
everybody.
don't have to do anything anymore.
In his Saint Laurent shirt. He's done it.
Thank you. This notice.
I see
My wife
you.
bought that for my birthday.
Of course she did.
Thank you, CJ. I
Thanks,
love you.
CJ. So to have like the goals to like come over here, come to America and to just survive, was it always kind of burning in the back of your mind of wanting to get into professional wrestling and doing like the bodybuilding and all that stuff?
Yeah. I was a fan of professional wrestling since I was a kid. I was
Mm-hmm.
like 6, 7 years old. So Hogan, I was like, wow, this is great. But
Yeah.
Bulgaria has no wrestling. I tried. There was no wrestling. I didn't even know professional wrestling existed besides in America.
Yeah.
I never knew there was indie wrestling or Germany or England, none of that.
Yeah.
I knew that WCW was on the German television, and eventually WWF came on Sky Sports and all that.
Yeah.
So I was watching that. That was cool. And, you know, we watched it. I was a fan, but I never knew that one day I could do that.
Of
I mean,
course.
who thinks that?
Of course.
And at that time, I was playing basketball. I was like, man, I want to go NBA. And I was 6 feet tall. That's not going to happen. But who knows that, you know, you still, everything is about America. For me, America was the dream. Since I was a kid, I was 3 years, I was second grade, third grade. I started learning English just because I had the desire.
ready to go.
Like the video games that I played, the movies that we watched, everything was about America and English and all that. So I was like, man, like this is what I want to do.
What about for your family? Were they big? Like, did they sort of look at America the same way that you did? No.
You know, my mom and dad, they grew up in the communist era.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's even to this day, like a lot of these old school, I would say old school Bulgarians, they kind of like, man, we miss the communist times. Everything was so much simple.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just-
crazy.
But when you grew up, but then because after this communist time came corruption and, you know, democracy, which corrupt democracy,
Yeah.
which makes you hate that even more.
Oh
and then
my
you're
God.
missing the old times, which nobody had anything.
Yeah.
You buy a car, 15 years later it comes. 15 years.
What?
Yes. A Russian car.
Oh my God.
And to buy that, you can only work abroad to get some money, you know, some dollars so you can pay for it. And then you got to wait 15 years. Let me call that again, 15 years for a car.
Holy.
Yes, I'm telling you,
By
man.
the time it gets there, you're moved on.
You're the happiest man alive.
Oh my, can you imagine just marking that off on your calendar every day for 15 years?
telling
Holy
you.
crap.
Communism and socialism, it's just one thing that's...
Yeah, that's
Anyways,
scary. That's
I'm not.
really
It's
scary.
not about politics. This is not about politics. It's just, I was just trying to make the comparison
Yeah.
between, you know, and me and my
How
brother
your
were
parents
always
grew up versus
yeah,
your
versus-
generation
yeah.
that could then see.
Yeah, and
wanna
and
take
I know I
America.
knew that I knew it. I just got to get away. I just wanted to come here. I wanted to
Yeah.
make something. I wanted to help my family. That's what I wanted to do. But I 100% knew that I couldn't do that in Bulgaria.
How much do you think about that still? Like, do you ever, I'm sure you do. I mean, if you're praying every day and like really kind of reflecting on life, but looking at the fact that you are here, this massive success story, you make great money, you live a great life, to not come from that and to have like earned every bit of that, like, what does that, like, what do you think of that?
That's funny. I never think about these things.
Really?
Never.
Oh my gosh.
I'm always keeping my head down. I never thought,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm successful. I don't think I'm all, look at me all, and I don't think I'm rich. I don't think I'm all, a boy who is very blessed, and I'm very happy living my life. And I love that I'm able to help my family.
Yeah. I mean, you work so hard for all this stuff, though, too.
Not
I mean,
anymore. I'm kidding.
now you get to like kind of coast and kind
Yeah.
of sit on the hard work that you've been putting in. But I always find
But now
that
I love
really-
my job. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes.
You know, when you're on the road 300 days, you still love your job, but it's completely different. Now, knowing that I get to go and perform once or twice a week,
Yeah.
and I can be at home and I can rest my body, I can work out, I can eat right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I think it's much healthier for me,
Yeah.
mentally, spiritually, physically, and all that.
What was the downtime like for you between leaving WWE to debuting with AEW? What was like that in between bit like?
So much twitching.
Always with the Twitch.
So much twitching because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's, I had the 3 months, you can't work anywhere. And, Woods was like, man, you love video games. So I know who I was. He's like, and you were good with people. You should do that. And then I was watching Shaq, the DJ show that he had. Not the
No.
DJ show, but the reality show that he has on
Oh,
TNT.
yeah. Yes.
And he's always talking about, he always wanted to be a DJ. But he didn't want to be just a DJ. He wanted to be actually because he wanted to do that. He loved doing that. So I was like, you know what? If he can do that, if he want to follow his childhood dream or he likes doing that, I'm going to do that as well. So I
Yeah.
started playing video games on Twitch. And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And I got so many opportunities from Twitch.
Everyone loves it. Everyone that does it loves it.
It's fun. And,
Yeah.
communicating with your audience, and you get to, because this is what I love to do. I love hanging out and play video games at home anyways when I'm time off. But, FCF, my football team came from that.
First of all, I didn't know this until I was getting ready for this interview. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull this up so that I get the actual facts right.
Please
so you
do.
have the fan-controlled football league
Yes.
that you own with Marshawn Lynch,
Yep.
Todd Gurley,
Yep.
and Renee Montgomery.
Renee Montgomery, yeah.
How did this happen? How did you get involved with this? I had no idea.
Yeah. It was out of nowhere. I was just twitching, doing whatever I had to do. It was my peak of I was twitching all the time. And they showed interest. They contacted my my management company, and they said that they like my online persona, whatever you want to call it. They like my interaction with people. They think I'm really entertaining. And if they, so. Well, I have to say for the people, I got to put myself over.
Put yourself over. He's entertaining. I said it off the get. I said he's very funny. We all love Miro.
Boo. All that stuff. Et cetera, et cetera.
Et cetera, et cetera.
And they offered if I wanna be involved in it.
Yeah.
So we looked into it, and it sounded like no-brainer. It's a great concept. It's, football. We all love football, but now as a fan, to be able to control, to pick the play on the offense and a defense, and it happens right in front of you, real life in a real game.
Yeah.
It just brings kind of the Madden, the video game play with real life football, and I think it's a great concept.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How much do you interact with the other owners?
Well, only when I yell at them.
Oh.
Oh, you mean the other owners?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the opposite
Oh,
team.
no.
No, our we have great communication.
Yeah.
We have a group text. We have calls because we have to do weekly drafts. We got to
Okay.
think about who we're taking, who we're kicking out, and all that. So we have to stay in contact.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like you really have your hand in like a lot of different pots because I don't know that people understand that you're also a real estate mogul. You're just buying up properties, you're renting them out. Like, you bust your ass. This is me putting over all of your things. I've got to talk about his accolades, guys.
Thank
That's
you.
what we're doing.
Thank
That's what
you.
the show
Thank
is.
you. Thank you. Yeah, it was about 2016, I think. And I figured out that, hey, these money that I'm making for wrestling are not going to be enough for the rest of my life.
Yes.
I got to figure something else.
When did you start to like do the math on that? When you were like,
I think it was about 15, 16 when I started calculating. I'm like, man, I know how people's careers are, how much money I'm making, and how much life is left.
yeah, I know, right? Honestly.
And I was so glad for their rude awakening because I found Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the book. Have you heard of it?
No.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay.
Fantastic book.
Okay.
He was an Army veteran in Vietnam, and then he came back and he started with buying one condo in Hawaii, and then now he's a billionaire, just from real estate.
Wow.
So I started listening to his philosophy, get out of the rat race, and how to kind of assets and all these kind of stuff. You get broken down, and he's saying, in America nobody's teaching you financial education.
No, not at all.
They're teaching you go to school, get a job, pay your
Yep.
taxes, and blah blah blah. He's like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is how they want you to slave.
Yes.
you know, exactly,
No,
because
it's
now what are you
true.
doing? You're paying the highest taxes.
Yeah.
You're making no money, and you're just living paycheck by
Hustling,
paycheck.
hustling, hustling. You're
Yeah.
exhausted. You're tired. You're beat down.
People trying to buy houses right away, but he's like, houses. This is not an asset. It's what is it? The other word?
You're smarter than me when it comes to this. I couldn't tell
Asset.
you. An asset.
What is the opposite of asset?
Guys, anybody? What is the a liability?
Liability.
I was gonna say that, and I was like, "There's
You're
no way
smart.
that's what it is."
It's a liability because it's not, because you're paying every month. It doesn't bring you any. But people think, oh, house is an asset, but it's not.
Yeah.
And he explains all these things. It's a free book. I highly recommend anybody go get it. There's an audio. There's a written version. Read it, and just there's a game that you can make it a lot easier for you to understand. It's called The Rat Race.
Who put you onto this book?
Nobody.
You found it.
I just found it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how, and I bought my first property. The same thing. I was listening. I bought my first property, cash for $85,000.
Good score.
I put
Here?
$10,000 in it to renovate it. Yes.
Yeah.
That was
We're in
2016.
Nashville, everybody, by the way.
Nashville, Tennessee, and now it's worth a lot more.
How many properties do you own?
22.
You guys, holy shit.
Yeah.
How long do you wait between each one to be like, all right, gonna snatch up
Oh,
another one?
I was buying
or
them
like,
every pay-per-view paycheck at one point.
Good for you. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, because look, I like stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
I have my man cave. I have my video games. I have my Maseratis, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's nothing at the end of the day. I need to buy something for the future. It's
Yes.
gonna bring me money.
Yes.
Because Robert Kiyosaki
Make your
says,
money work for
instead
you.
of putting $10,000 or whatever car payment, or if it's costing you this, put in an investment that's gonna return those money. Then buy the thing.
Yes.
So eventually, when you pay this thing off, this thing is still gonna keep bringing you money.
I find it like for you to just have this like business mind to like make sure that you are doing life right is like really impressive. Do you think that comes from being on your own for so long and kind of having your back against the wall of like I have to be successful?
I can't put it on me. I got to put it on God. He just smartened me up. I can't do
Okay.
that because a lot of things just come to my mind. Like that's what, like moving to LA, it just comes. Like a lot of these things just boom.
Yeah,
I
why did you move
it
to LA?
almost happens automatically.
Yeah. What happened out in LA?
I got mad at work, the usual stuff. And I
Not
was
Wendy's,
like,
a different one?
huh?
Not Wendy's.
No, the WWE work.
Oh, WWE.
Yeah.
Got it.
I moved in California the second time, not the first time.
Oh, I meant the first time when you were out there you were a taxi
Oh,
driver,
I moved there.
right?
I just
Yeah.
moved there to make it because it's Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Everybody makes it in LA.
And you came from Virginia. Why did you were in Virginia because of school?
Because of my job, my
Oh,
contract.
because of
was
the
there.
job. Right. Got it.
And then we drove cross country in a 1988 red Oldsmobile.
Hell yes. Look at these stories you have. Are you going to write a book?
I don't know.
You're thinking
I
about
don't
it.
remember a lot of the things.
You're
No, I
rattling
remember
stuff
my
off to me pretty
once
good right
I get
now.
to WWE, so where the matches start.
Yeah.
Good thing for CJ.
Okay.
Because CJ knows, she knows. Boom, boom. This happened.
Yeah, she actually does. I was literally just interviewing her right before this, and I was like, "Wow, she really has stuff
really
like
good with
lined
that.
up." My brain doesn't work like that. John's like that. John can rattle off dates and buildings, and I'm like,
I can do that.
I don't know what happened yesterday. Like, I
I
don't
thought
have
I
a
never worked in
clue.
the forum in LA before, and Tony Khan had to remind me and CJ that I worked Brock Lesnar there. I'm like, oh, well, that's
Well,
cool.
These things happen. Oh
It's
my
bad.
god.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah,
be careful.
these things happen.
You got to read your books so you can have a better memory.
Your time winding down with WWE. What was that like last chunk like for you?
The last story with Bob and Bobby.
Bob,
I love Bobby. He's a great guy.
he is the best.
He's such a good guy.
He's so sweet.
And he every time he wanted to make sure everything is okay. So kudos to him. What was it? It was I think the last year was just like a bunch of shit, I think. I think I wanted to leave, and I think I went home after Saudi Arabia because there was, whatever. I went home, and
Was
then
this after that infamous trip?
I think so. Was
Okay.
it? I think it was.
Probably. I think that was like no, there's been trips since, but I don't know. Anyways.
But I went home, and when in San Francisco we landed, I'm like, you know what? I just can't do that. I just want to go home.
Yeah.
And I went home, and I think stayed there for a few months, and they finally called me, I think, for that story to do with great promises. And I said, cool. It sounds fantastic. If this is what you want to do, CJ was okay with it, and everything was great. And I said, great, let's do it. And then eventually
That's not what happened.
That's not what happened. I
Yeah.
didn't even make it to WrestleMania.
Oh,
But it's okay. I'm not mad. Shit
Yeah,
happens.
sure,
I was really
sure.
happy. You know, I was really happy when I got fired. I was delighted.
Elated? Were you
I was
elated?
elated. Thank you for teaching me that word. Elated. Thank you. Renee always taught me that word. I'm always going to give her credit for that. It's documented.
It is documented. It's so funny. I was thinking about that when we were like doing this interview, thinking of that moment of you're like, I'm elated. What does elated mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what does elated mean? And I'm like trying to like convey it to you on live television. That was
Yeah.
great.
It came through.
It did come through. It came through for us.
It was too entertaining.
So you felt good when this all
I
happened.
felt great.
Yeah.
I felt great. I kind of lashed out for about 5 seconds just because the timing was bad with
Sure.
COVID and everything.
Right.
And my wife still being there, and just I was concerned,
Yeah.
'cause nobody knew it was the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
But I was happy. I knew I was gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Because I just knew I'm good.
Did you know right off the bat that like AEW was probably where you wanted to land?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted AEW in New Japan for sure.
Yeah. So there was never any kind of a lull of you being like, do I still want to do this anymore? Or you were still like gung ho, like I'm
Oh
sticking.
yeah. I love wrestling.
Yeah.
I absolutely love. As much as I want to do movies and I try to do that as well.
Yeah.
Professional wrestling is so much fun. There's nothing
Yeah.
like it, and you can hear all these people like John Cena and all these guys that leave, and they'll tell you it's just nothing like it.
Yeah.
The live audience, the feed, the love, the hate. You can't get that from the camera.
Yeah, no, it's so true. It really is one of those things I find like the longer I'm like away from it, I'm like, I kind of miss that like chaotic nonsense. Like you love it. And when you love it, you love it.
I love the crowd. I love the experience being among and fighting and creating, especially.
Yeah.
But the backstage bullshit politics is just.
No, thank you. No, I know. Wouldn't it be so nice if you just like not have that involved?
But is there politics in all the life though?
I think in everything. I think in
Right?
absolutely everything. There's bullshit everywhere.
Yeah.
From the people at Wendy's to AEW to WWE to I don't know, some other place people
And
work.
Starbucks must probably have politics,
Starbucks. Oh
too.
my god, can you imagine the drama at Starbucks? Who drank all the oat milk?
Oh my gosh.
People
Not
are
again.
pissed.
Yeah.
People at Starbucks are pissed. There was something I was just going to ask you about the politics, wrestling. It was a good one too, and
Oh
it
my
just left
gosh.
my brain. Well, let's talk the acting side of
Here we
things.
go. In 3.
And in 3, 2, we're coming back in. The acting side of things.
Yeah.
What's going on with that? It seems like you kind of stay busy. You were off TV for a little while out doing something, yeah?
I was off TV because I couldn't get a spot in.
Couldn't get booked, brother.
Couldn't get booked. So the whole thing happened in between. I thought it was coming back. It didn't happen. And eventually I got an audition. I got auditions every now and again. And they liked me and they wanted to book me for this East New York show for CBS pilot. And I was
Oh.
like, heck yeah. I was because it was my first one. I've never done this before. And it's not like, hey man, can you help my cousin get into,
Sure.
I had an audition. I had, boom, and they called me and I was like, wow, really me?
Yes.
I was really excited and I got a great experience. Got to live in Brooklyn, yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
For 2 weeks, got to experience New York, which was a great for me because I used to hate New York.
Oh my God, but those bodegas, those breakfast
Oh
sandwiches
my
are not
gosh,
to be
everything is
messed
great.
with.
Just living there, walking around everywhere, just living like a New Yorker, it was
There's
great.
nothing like that
It was
energy.
great. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
I can't do that forever, but it was great for 2 weeks.
Back to Tennessee.
Yeah, and I just had another audition this morning. It was really cool for this Western movie that I really,
Oh.
really dig.
Okay.
I still do my acting school. I go that every week with Leslie Kahn, trying to get better and better in the
Yeah.
craft. But I think everybody should do that. Everybody should have a second and a third gig.
Agreed 100%.
And just because you're a professional wrestler, from 1 or 2 days a week, you can't do anything.
You gotta find other things to do and just other ways to like keep your brain engaged and keep yourself entertained, all of those things. I know what I was gonna ask you. When
here we
you
go.
debuted in AEW, really quite the fashion choices. You were coming out loud and proud in like these
did.
bougie outfits.
I did.
What was going into that? Because we never got to see that of you, of course, in WWE.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
we get this new man.
Yeah. Tony Khan wanted, they called me with a spot to be the best man and kind of to connect through Twitch, through gaming. And I was like, okay, well, let me see how these, house boys gamers are. I wanted to develop. I wanted to just be a new persona. If this is what you want me to be, I can't come and be Rusev and be like,
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna play video games and I'm gonna fucking
Yeah.
can't do that. So I was like, all right, well, let's. I think CJ, the hair was just incidental. CJ was dyeing her hair or something,
Give me some of that.
and she was like, "You want to do it?" I'm like, all right, why not?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that looks cool. So, and then the clothes flew the day in because I don't know what happened with the clothes, and I wanted to look cool because I wanted to look just look different.
Yeah.
And I think I did.
Yes. No.
And I love brands.
It
and
was so funny seeing because I'm trying to like rack it up in my head. I'm like, how much did he spend on this outfit that he's wearing? He was just a little bit.
But it's a write-off. It's for TV.
100%.
But also, you got to treat yourself sometimes.
You do. What was the last thing you treated yourself with?
Oh my gosh. Like a big purchase?
Anything. Something that you just wanted.
So I'm currently looking for a car.
Oh, God.
But look, again, I'm being smart because I can go buy it right now, but they're so
Sure.
expensive.
Yes.
For me being smart, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
And
smart.
if I have to wait another 2 months, 3 months, I'm going to do
Be
that.
frugal about it.
Because I'm committed.
Okay, so
I
we're,
guess the house they were building in Bulgaria.
right.
And
That's
that,
a big.
They happened just very accidental once again with the land that we bought. And it was just like kind of a meant to be. It was in an area that it was a very upscale area. It still is. When I was growing up and my friends had houses there and it's very expensive. And I was not jealous. I was like, man, this is so
That's what
cool.
you wanted. Yeah.
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 And now to be able to build a house, from the floor up, it's just blessed.
When's it going to be ready?
In a few more months.
Oh, my gosh. What a fun experience. Expensive as hell, I'm sure.
It's okay.
To a degree. It's okay.
way worth it.
He
It's
can
way
handle
worth
it.
it. It's way worth it.
So we're filming this in a Foot Locker, and we were examining all the shoes before we started. You are a shoe
I
guy,
love shoes.
but you became a shoe guy because you used to never be able to afford the shoes. So
Yeah.
now that's one of the things that you love
Yeah.
to like spend your cash on.
Yeah, we grew up, and like I said, like Bulgaria, nobody had anything.
Yeah.
And even then, the 90s, when it came, democracy came, we couldn't afford stuff.
Yeah.
Being an NBA fan, every basketball player has the best shoes, and you want these shoes, but when you can't afford it, you can't.
It's so sad. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to play with these fake shoes, and I was always slipping on the floor because, they don't
Yes.
have no grip and all
Yeah.
that.
What was the pair of shoes that was like eluding you that you really wanted?
Oh man, I wanted the Shaq Gnosis so bad. The Reebok, the black and whites, the Shaq. Because Shaq is my favorite player.
Okay.
Those were the shoes that I always wanted. And now I have them, of course.
I'm like that with Doc Martens. Not that they're like a fancy shoe, but I just never had any as a kid, and I really, really, really wanted the Oxblood Doc Martens.
Wow.
So now I just have like an abundance of Doc Martens in my house. Like I can't help it when a new pair comes out or like there's a new collab. I'm like, ooh, do I need these? Do I even really wear Docs that much anymore? I don't know, but I feel like I need to buy these.
Yeah.
It's funny how those like seeds kind of get planted in us from like an early age where you're like, that's the thing that I need. And you're trying to like fill this weird void.
Like it's gonna come back in the past. Like you're gonna.
I
like I
know.
have them in the kids.
Yeah, young me gets to do this.
I know. And the funny thing is now I wear only one pair. I only wear Yeezys now, nothing
Okay.
else. I have about 15 pair of them, every color, and that's the only thing I wear.
Your wife has texted me.
What did she say?
Oh, let's see.
It's our anniversary today.
I know. Happy anniversary. 6
Thank you.
years.
6 years.
I was at your wedding.
Mazel
Remember that?
tov. You were at my wedding. That's
I
right.
was there.
But not the second one, just the first one.
Yes, just the first one.
What fun was that? Did you go on the big Ferris wheel?
I did.
Did you?
I did. And you know what? Actually, one of my favorite parts of your wedding was that Chris Christopherson was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool moment.
He's a great guy.
What a legend that
He's
man
a legend.
is. What's your connection to him?
Jody, his son.
Yes.
We used to wrestle back in the day in California together. Then he got signed to developmental in FCW.
Mm-hmm.
And I just greeted him, and we're best friends ever since.
Crazy.
Yeah, we've been through ups and downs, and he's a great guy.
He's a sweet boy.
Oh my gosh, he's the
Very
best. He
nice.
doesn't have a bad bone in his body. And he's great. I get to see him every now and again now. He lives in
Yeah.
Malibu, or
Oh.
he's back and forth between
Fancy
Malibu.
pants.
Well,
When you're Chris Christopherson's kid, yeah, I'd be living off that me and Bobby McGee money too.
what a song, though. I love his
What a
music,
song,
too.
me too.
CJ taught me
Outstanding.
about country music, and I just love country music.
So let's talk music here for a second because
Yeah.
you're a big Nirvana guy, right?
I love Nirvana. But just the live album.
Oh, It's just specific to one thing.
Just the New York. Yeah, I don't like the madness.
Interesting.
I'm not a madness guy.
Okay.
No, when I heard Smell Like Teen Spirit and all these popular songs, I can listen to them. But the unplugged.
It's
the
just
guitars,
next level.
it make me want to play guitar. That's how good that album is.
Do you play guitar?
I started because of that album. I bought a guitar, which Chris signed one of them.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
That's so cool. What a good relationship to have.
I know. But his
So
mom,
random.
Jody's mom, Chris's wife, she's just a miracle worker.
Yeah.
She does everything for everybody.
Yeah.
When we were moving together to live in Orlando, when he moved with Jody from FCW to NXT, his mom got us the apartment, rented us beds, rented us dressers, without us paying for it. She just
That's so nice.
like
Gotta
put
have
the
good
down
people like
payment. We
that.
just had to pay our rent and all that, but she took care of everything.
The best. Love those people.
I know.
Love them.
I know.
Okay, so it's your wedding anniversary today.
Yeah.
What's the plan? What's going to happen?
Renee's podcast, not the oral
I had
session.
both of you in one day. It's a way to spend your anniversary. I didn't even get any
know, you're so
flowers. I got no
special.
chocolates.
You're
I got
so
nothing.
special.
So special. Tell me the love story of you guys, because I was talking to CJ earlier about how you guys got paired up wrestling wise. You got that story. I want the romance side from you.
The romance side.
Yeah.
She couldn't resist me. I don't know if it's romantic. No, I'm kidding. Everything started very innocent. We were just paired. We were just working together. And I never wanted to approach as a boyfriend, girlfriend. I never wanted to do that. One, because she's so hot and I knew my place type of deal. Like
Your hot, flexible wife.
yeah. Eventually she became. But yeah, I didn't want to be that guy. And I wanted to be work and all that. And but then we just started working together, started spending more time, started talking about the past. She grew up in Latvia. I grew up in Bulgaria. A lot of the things are similar. She's traveled in Bulgaria. She knows how things are. She spoke Russian. I did too. So we just started making these connections. We started going to church together. We connected with God as well. And it just happened. Eventually, it just grew bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And we kissed.
And the rest was history.
Yeah. But then we had to keep it secret because it's NXT developmental.
God, so what was that like for you guys, especially working so closely together?
Yeah, it was.
That I'm sure people already had jumped to conclusions. Were you trying to throw some red herrings to throw people off your scent?
They try. Well, from the beginning, we were trying to be very careful. We were just, even when we were in a car, we would just text each other. We were trying to be.
Yeah.
But it was difficult because.
It's kind of fun though, right?
Oh my gosh. I guess now when you look at it,
Sure.
oh, we were so bad.
I know.
But just thinking, what was I talking about? Hold on one second. Oh, the PC. Especially when she's new.
Right.
If something happens, you're just
You're
blackballed
done,
and you're
done. Yes.
So we had to be very careful, and we were. And eventually, a couple months in, I think Corey saw us and was trying to be smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Corey is smart about things.
Oh yeah, he knows it all. He's all seeing.
And then, but Jody knew because she would come to the house, and Martin, who was my other roommate. But then eventually we got to the road. Still nobody knew.
Yeah.
And eventually, who asked? He's like, "Hey, are you guys together?" And I'm like, "No, we're not, sir." He's like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna hit on her." I'm like, "Oh, okay, we're together.
No.
We're together."
No, don't do that. Back it up.
I admitted it, and everything went fine from there. But nobody cared on the road.
No, but it is still that weird thing, treading lightly and still being professional and the job still getting done. It's not getting in the way of things. Yeah, I remember I think John and I really thought no one knew we were together for a long time. And then everyone's like, yeah, we know. It was not really news
And it's
to
not
anybody.
even a big deal.
No, and no one cares. No one cares.
Yeah. The engagement was a big deal, though.
Oh. So what happened with that?
Boy.
Because shit hit the fan with that. So you guys are in Storyland where you're with Summer.
Yep.
She's with Dolph.
Yep.
And now TMZ has leaked that you guys got engaged.
Yep.
Shit hit the fan. K-Fabe brother. What happened?
I don't know. we saw the post.
Yeah.
And people thought that CJ did it, which he didn't.
Right.
Somebody leaked the picture.
I remember hearing that too. Everyone's like, CJ did it.
Yeah. And we went to TV and
did Vince flip his shit?
Yeah, our story got canceled right away. Like immediately, I think I was supposed to win the IC title and do the wedding with Summer, but they all got scrapped. And I went to talk to Vince, and I couldn't understand. I'm like, Vince, who cares? This is TMZ.
Yes.
He's like, no, they're like world news. They're like CNN.
Oh wow.
Okay, Vince. Like, what can I argue with him?
Yeah, I know, right? There's nothing you can really do. Yeah. That was some very fine work though between when you were with Summer and cutting these promos on Lana, which was some of the funniest shit. And I think that's when people maybe got a glimpse of like, oh, Miro's really funny. The like dead fish comment or like, God, what was the other one where you were if you would just apologize, everything will go back to the way it was.
Yeah.
It was just so fun. Like, how much of that was like written? How much of that was you?
Some of the stuff was written, but like the cold fish Lana or stupid woman cow, all these things were, or throwing the fish behind there, like all these things were just things. It sounds funny.
God.
But it was a funny storyline. I thought it was fun, and I thought it was supposed to be funny, and I thought I played my role great.
I thought it was very, very funny.
But also it was so watched, and people, and you can go back and watch the numbers. It was so watched, the storyline. And at the same time, some people will go and talk shit about it, which happens to every storyline.
Of course, yeah.
But I had because Dolph is amazing. He's a great worker and a great friend of mine, and Summer was great, and everybody played their role fantastic.
Oh my God, that was such a funny moment.
Yeah.
I loved that storyline very, very much.
Yeah, from there they find out that I'm a huge lover, so they gave me a lot more after.
He's a lover, everybody. What is it like working so closely with your wife like that? Like through the ups, the downs, you really never. How do you get a break from being in the thick of like business and work all the time?
So before we were on the road 5 days a week, after we go home Wednesday, I would go to my man cave, do my thing, and she would go and do whatever, like watch her movies or whatever. So we kind of have like a day break from each other.
Yeah.
And then another day after that, you have to leave. So you got to get your stuff back together.
Yeah.
But we were. I thought it was a great benefit to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because seeing how hard it is for these guys, they leave their families and kids behind to go on the road for 5 days every week. It's not easy, man.
Yeah.
But I was such a lucky guy. Like I have my wife every night. We can have sex if you want. We can do whatever we want every night. I don't have to. And I thought it was great. We worked out. We did everything together. I had to drive, but I don't care. I love driving. So she had good time. She just had to hang out and do whatever she wanted to do. It was just a great combo. She was the one talking. I was listening, and it was a great time. I had so much fun.
It's so funny. I feel like I look at it in that sense too. I'm like, God, I'm so high. I can't believe like I have memories with John in just about every city in this country because we have been everywhere, whether it's going out to dinner somewhere or something happened at the arena or something in the show or whatever. Like, it's really a luxury to be able to travel with your partner like that and like make that work.
And now we did this internationally. We got to see the whole world.
I know everything.
Just to see with my wife.
Oh my gosh, honestly.
And she loves traveling. When I was a kid, I wanted always the same thing. I always wanted to travel, but again, nobody know that. And now I get to do that and see the whole world. It's such a great experience.
Yeah. What bucket list is do you have for traveling? You guys don't go on vacation very often, do you? You guys bounce between just like here in LA a lot, yeah?
Yeah, I go to Bulgaria mostly for my vacations because I just love being with my family. But every now and again we'll go somewhere. We'll do like Hawaii or something like that. Next year we're planning to go to Europe, and I want to get a car, drive across Europe.
Oh, that would be.
Get to Bulgaria, spend some time. And now I can do it because our job allows that.
Yeah. So how different is things in AEW for you, and what all do you want to do there? Who do you want to work with? What's the plan?
Well, I want to be world champion, of course. That's my number one goal, always going to be.
Well, it belongs to somebody else right now. Maybe just calm down.
Let's just not start. Let's just not start there. But no, he's putting some weight on it. In the beginning, I said that the world title that he has, that John has.
Yeah.
has no weight, but now he's putting weight behind
good.
because he's beating some good people. He's getting good matches.
Yeah.
So good for him. But yeah, eventually it's going to happen. I have, 3 more years or whatnot. And I know it's going to happen. I know I'm good. I know I'm just as good as everybody else there that's been champion. I'm bigger, stronger, faster, better looking. So it's going to happen. It's just about aligning the perfect things in the perfect timing.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But I want to work your husband for sure because I just never had the opportunity. We did a couple of house shows.
You did some house shows and stuff together.
Yeah, but now it's different. Also, AEW, just the style is different.
Yeah,
I'm sure you notice this with his style, and that's the cool thing. The AEW has different styles. Yeah. That's why I love AEW.
Is there a different style you'd like to work in?
No, I work my style. I just beat people up. You won't see me hold to hold, brother. You're just gonna see fists and kicks and punches and few throws every now and again.
You got super shredded too. What went into that? Your body morphed.
I'm trying. It's just a struggle every day. It's not a struggle. I love it. I love working out. That's my favorite thing. Especially here in Nashville, the Redcon gym. It's not like a commercial or anything. It's my favorite gym I've been to.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. They took this gym and it made it so freaking great. But it's all about diet. And
that breaks my heart hearing that. But I'll hit the gym all day every day and it's like, well, yeah, but maybe don't eat the fries.
Cook, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, you can make great food.
I know, but sometimes I just want to add butter and cream.
Well, sometimes it's okay to add butter and cream.
My man. There he is.
But yeah, it's about finding what foods do you like to eat and make them somewhat healthier or healthy for you, because you have to like what you eat. Otherwise, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work out otherwise.
And also, what healthy is not being on the road 300 days a year.
How much better do you feel just having you have time to think and to be a person? It's just so
it's
much
different.
better.
Just listening to Shamey and all these guys, they're there.
You still talk to those guys?
Oh, of
a
course.
lot? Yeah.
Well, Shamey mostly because, he lives down the street.
Him and his brood of dogs.
Yeah. Just knowing that he's 4 or 5 days on the road, it's too much. I don't want to do that, especially right now, knowing that, eventually I want to do something else. I want to work towards that. And
what does that look like to you doing something else? Like being on the other side of this? I mean, your lifestyle has obviously been able to drastically change with this new contract working with AEW, but even on the other side of that, what does that look like for you?
On the other side, meaning after wrestling? I don't know.
In the afterlife of wrestling?
I don't know. I think after this contract, I thought I was going to be done because that would be 40 years old, which is cool age. But I can go more. It depends because I feel great. I feel my body's getting better and better. It's not hurting, especially now with working, like I said, just having a match once a week. Your body can go so much longer.
Yes, yeah.
And
do you ever feel like you get out of a groove by not wrestling as much?
I was so afraid of that.
Yeah.
But my wife always got to remind me, no, you're good. But then I'll go and have some tune-ups in California. I have a school there, Knox Pro. It's not mine, but I go help the kids.
Yeah.
So every now and again, I'll text somebody, hey, come get beat up.
Come take my finisher, please.
Yeah. And they'll come and I'll beat them up for 20, 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
For a week, and I'll get my tuning, I'll get my range, I'll get my stiffness back. And on I go. Yeah. But also AW is cool because none of these guys that I'm working now, I've worked ever before.
Right.
And everything happens just one time. It's not like you have house shows.
You're not going to be doing a story and repeat it again and repeat.
Everything happens right then and right then. It's I love that. I love that challenge.
Who do you really have your eye on there in terms of some of the younger talent that you guys have?
Man, there's so many great guys.
So
many great guys. And there's just talent, so many talent. I really love Takeshita. I just watched him fight your husband, and I watched him, Eddie.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this guy is
Look
really
at him
good.
go. Yeah.
He's got great basics, and he just moves so good. I really love him. I would like to fight him as well. Of course, I want to fight Kenny when he comes back because he's like a crazy guy out there that I want to see what his style is. John, like I said, because I just want to get him now because it's his element now.
Yeah.
Before, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
But now it's whatever he wants, that's what he can do. So that's what I want to do with him. Who else is out there? I mean, Sting, it's always going to be a good one.
Who saw that coming, huh? Just Sting showing up, being awesome, having great matches, great moments. Holy shit.
Good for him. But he's another great guy. He's in great shape.
Yeah.
He's a big Christian guy, and I love Sting. He's such a cool guy, but I still like to beat him up.
Yeah, of course.
But he can still be a cool guy.
Yeah, let him have some.
Yeah, and Darby Allin, another guy I already fought, but I would always want to have another one with him. But I mean, so many guys.
There's
I can
so
go the
many,
list. I can keep going, but I know that the number 10 from the Dark Order has been itching for one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if he wants to get one, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you name him, I'm ready.
Hell yes.
As long as there's something behind it.
A little story, you
Something,
mean?
yeah.
You did this, and I was like, you want more money?
No, I already got a lot of money. I need substance.
All right. Well, I just got the cue that we hit our time limit. Not our time limit, but I was going to wrap up anyways.
Was I that bad?
We do an hour.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
That's what we do. We do an hour.
I thought it was
here.
like
We hang out.
when you say, okay, this guy sucks. Okay, this guy.
Wrap it up. Do one of these. Yeah. You're not getting this. Wrap it up. Dude, I'm so glad that we got to just hang out.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, the session.
You can still call it the oral sessions. I'm not mad at that.
But I don't want to mess
For the
up
OGs.
your show. For the OGs.
For the OGs.
For the day
for
one-ish.
the OGs out there. They know what up. I'm going to let you get back to your anniversary because I feel like I've taken up ample amount of your entire family's time today.
Entire family.
And you guys can go get it on now.
We already did earlier.
Good for you.
But we'll get another one. It's okay. Sometimes it's good to double up.
Miro, he's rich and he's living a very nice life.
And he's got hot, flexible wife.
He's got hot, flexible wife.
The American dream, baby, is alive.